Welcome, boys and girls. So this will be like the second part of your dilutions lessons. On the last video, I showed you guys how to basically calculate the molarities and volumes using this formula over here. However, I need to clarify that those were the original molarities and volumes for both solutions, the starting solution and the final solution. Today I'm going to show you then how to actually make dilutions. It's almost the exact same same procedure, just with a little added step at the end. So in here we have a problem. A 2 molar solution needs to be diluted to make 500 milliliters at 0.5 molar. How many milliliters must be added? Okay. So if I have this formula over here, I can start my table of givens in here, for example. So, I'll start my table of givens in here. That's okay. Table of givens. So, what do I have then? What am I given here? Well, I know that I have this molarity. So, I know there's going to be my M1. Why? Because again, remember that if we are diluting something, if we are diluting a solution, we are always going to start with a higher concentration. So I know that this is M1. So M1 is going to be 2.0. Okay, so M2, which is I have over here then, is 0.5. Now, I know that this volume over here has to go then with this one, according to what the problem says. So, this is going to be basically volume 2, which is equal to 500 milliliters. Sorry, 500 milliliters. And I'm getting asked in here how many milliliters must be added. So, what am I missing? I am missing volume 1 then. I don't know that. Okay, this is my variable. I don't know how much B1 is. So okay, all we gotta do now then is basically start with solving our problem. Okay, so we have in here then, if we follow the formula, that we have in here, then we know it's 2 times B1, which I don't know, equals 0.5, which is the molar 2, times B2, which is 500. Okay, so we got, in the end, we're basically gonna end up with something that looks like this, right? So it's 0.5. Here, let me put parentheses. 0.5 times 500 in parentheses divided by 2. Correct? Because we carry this 2 over here like a division, right? Your answer then for B1 is going to be 125 milliliters. Okay, but this is not your final answer. Okay, this is not going to be your final answer because again, now we are making dilutions. What is the logic that is following in here? What is the next step then? Well, we started with 125 milliliters, but we ended with 500. How many milliliters must we add to 125 to get to 500? Well, it's quite simple then actually. You simply gotta take the final volume and subtract the original volume, which then is gonna give us 375 milliliters. And that is gonna be your final answer. Okay? Let me explain this final part again. We calculated the original volume, just like we did last time in our video. But now we gotta know how many milliliters do we have to add to this to get to 500 milliliters. Okay, easiest way, just subtract the final volume, subtract the original volume from the final volume, and you get this. So, okay. If I add 375 milliliters to 125, I get this. So, this is your final answer then. How do we know when to follow this procedure? Well, there are two keys that you should follow in order to know when to do this procedure. Okay? The first one is that your problem is going to include this word over here. Okay? Make. If the problem says make, that's your first key to knowing that you gotta follow this final step over here. The other key, the other thing you gotta be looking for is that normally when you do this procedure, you are gonna be asked to find the volume. Okay, so if the problem is asking you the volume and it's telling you to make a solution, you basically know that you gotta follow this procedure in the end. Okay, otherwise it's exactly the same thing as we did in our last video.